across the 45, 50, gets it to the outside, 40, foot race on, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! 89 yards!
This is the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week.
Our Week 1 triple header continues here tonight at Mollenkopf Stadium with one of the most highly anticipated matchups early in the season. Warren Harding and Austintown Fitch getting set to face off in a battle of former Steel Valley Conference foes. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski alongside Ralph Sandy. And Ralph, let's get right to it. First, the visitors from Austintown Fitch. Phil Annarella's team made quite a run through the regular season into the playoffs a year ago. When you talk about the Falcons, very explosive, and it all starts with the Davis twins.
Absolutely. Chris and Demetrius Davis, outstanding talents, both going to Pitt University. Also, you got to talk about the captain, Will Mahone, a great running back out of the backfield.
One of the best players in the entire state. Coach Annarella telling us that Mahone really turns it up in big games, especially like the one here tonight. For the Warren Harding Raiders, it's a new era. Rick Rios is the new head coach. He takes over for DJ Dota, who heads over to West Branch. What kinds of challenges does Coach Rios face?
Well, Rick Rios does get a playoff team from a year ago. Only gets 12 lettermen back, but a ton of talent on this team. He has a lot to work with.
Certainly, it has been quite a while since these two teams met up. Of course, they are meeting for the first time since back in 2003, and this has really been a one-sided type of a matchup in recent seasons. It's Warren Harding winning each of the last 9 times out head-to-head. Should be a boatload of fun here tonight on the turf at Mollenkopf Stadium. It's Austintown Fitch and Warren Harding. Our Week 1 triple header continues. The MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Inside the friendly confines of sun-splashed Mollenkopf Stadium, it's the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week tonight. A pair of former Steel Valley Conference foes face off as Austintown Fitch meets up with Warren Harding. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski alongside Ralph Sandy. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team down on the sideline, Sherry Jones. Go ahead.
Austintown Fitch.
Check back with Sherry in just a little bit. Meanwhile, we will get this one underway, but we'll take a look at our Boardman Subaru. Keys to the game. And first of all, the weapons at work. Austintown Fitch, Ralph, we know they have plenty of weapons. It's all about utilizing what are those weapons.
Absolutely. A lot of skilled players back for Phil Annarella's team.
Strong first impression, Rick Rios, in his first game here on the Harding sideline. We talked about the challenges that he will face here in this one. And again, rivalry renewed. These two teams have not hooked up since back in 2003. A bit of a streak on the line here tonight. Harding having won 9 straight meetings head-to-head. We'll see if that trend continues here tonight or if the Falcons can turn things around. Just a couple of minutes away from the opening kickoff as the Raiders getting set to take the field. Austintown Fitch, the Falcons will get the football first. And in just a matter of moments, our Week 1 triple header will continue here on the turf at Mollenkopf Stadium.
And we waited a long time for football. Good crowd here expected here tonight. A matchup of really 2 playoff teams from a year ago and 2 teams with really high expectations coming into this season as well.
So we are all set to have this one underway. Back deep to return for Austintown Fitch. We talked about him at the top. It is Will Mahone, and he can certainly make a lot of things happen. A very explosive type of a player. And he is back deep to receive our kickoff. Teeing it up for Warren Harding will be Dominic Milano-Jones. The officials have everything ready to go. And we're set to get this football game with The Raiders and Falcons underway. Glad you're with us here in the Valley's home for local sports. MyYTV, of course, with you 3 nights here in week number 1. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saw a great one last night over at Hubbard. Poland coming away with a 37-31 victory. Dominic Milano-Jones set to kick off the Rick Rios era. Crowd getting into it in the early going. The officials give the okay. Milano-Jones makes the approach, puts boot on ball, and we're underway. It's a twirling kick, which will bounce to Will Mahone. He's ahead to the 25, and he is brought down at the 27-yard line. Justin Magazine there to make the stop on special teams, and so Austintown Fitch will set up shop. First down and 10. We talked about the fact that this offense for Fitch is very, very explosive, led by All-Ohio quarterback Demetrius Davis. Of course, he and his brother are heading to the University of Pittsburgh. Demetrius Davis averaging almost 7 yards a carry over the 1,000-yard mark a season ago. Demetrius Davis has Will Mahone in the backfield. He turns and gives Mahone up the middle, plowing forward, and he's ahead of the 35-yard line. Good-looking piece of running on the first play from scrimmage for Fitch. Take a look at the big bodies up front, and I'm sure Mr. Mahone would credit all of those guys for opening up those gaping holes that he's been able to run through over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, got some new faces up front for the Falcons, but they don't expect any let-off from what that offensive line did a year ago.
2nd and 2. Back to the ground game. Will Mahone trying to cut the corner. He's up at it at the 30-yard line. Great penetration for Warren Harding's Jalen Powell. Blowing things up along with LeBrandon Watson. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. Looks like a loss of about 6 yards, maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, boy, the Harding defense does a nice job of stringing that out. Saw Jalen Powell get in there first. The outside linebacker came for help.
Loose football. Demetrius Davis falls on it. And after a very good play on 1st down, it all explodes for the Falcons on the first drive. Fitch will have to punt.
Well, you could tell these Warren Harding Raiders are fired up here tonight in front of this big home crowd. They know the expectations. They know what this community expects out of a first-year head coach, and they certainly don't want to let him down.
Nick Shealy in punt formation for Austintown Fitch. Twin safeties back deep for Warren Harding. LaShawn Daniels will look to field a high twirling punt. It's taken at the 33 to the 35 to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line is LaShawn Daniels. Lucas Hopt is there to make the stop on special teams, and the Raiders will have it 1st down and 10. Let's take a look at the offensive starters led by the quarterback Josh Martz, running back LaShawn Daniels, good receiving core Jordan, Dorsey, Magazine, and Irvin. Very good offensive line as well for Rick Rios, the Warren Harding Raiders. He sends out a 5-wide receiver set. Josh Martz working from the shotgun, long count by Martz. He takes the snap, turns and gives. LaShawn Daniels will cross the 45-yard line, and he is ahead to the 47-yard line. We're going to see, I believe, a lot of smash mouth football despite the spread formation for Harding.
Yeah, one of the things Coach Rios said is that they wanted to be up-tempo this year. Even though they might spread it, they're going to run the football. They're going to do it out of an up-tempo offense.
Martz turns and gives to LaShawn Daniels, breaking free to the open field. He's got a 1st down for Harding, deep into Fitch territory.
A nice run there by LaShawn Daniels. And again, you look at the quarterback and running back of this Raider team. Both of them transfers coming in this year. Josh Martz, LaShawn Daniels, new to the program, and Rick Rios is thankful for that. As you see Daniels break a few tackles there on his way to pick up that 1st down.
Empty backfield for Martz. Now, a back will join him to his left. Martz turns and gives, run play to the right side, and that time that really was not a lot of running room. Justin Magazine joining him in the backfield and picking up very little, if any, less than a yard officially. No, they'll give him a yard, in fact.
Well, that's the thing that Harding is going to have this year. They're going to have a power back in Daniels, and you're going to have that more of a speedy change of pace back in Justin Magazine. And we're seeing both of them get carries here early on.
Martz will bring Daniels in motion on a delay. Daniels bouncing off. Penalty flag down. Daniels still on his feet, but I do believe it's coming back, Ralph.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a hold there. It's right in that area where that is usually called. But again, you got to like the running of LaShawn Daniels early on here. Obviously helped there with the hold, but you see a broken play right there. Right there is going to be your hold. But look at the elusiveness and really the power that Daniels has. And although this one's coming back, he's a weapon I think that Coach Rios is really going to try to utilize this year. And his father played here on the offensive line for Harding, went on to play for Ohio State, and had a short stint in the NFL as well. And
got some good roots, he certainly does. Josh Martz will bring Magazine in motion. Martz will tuck it and keep it himself. He's inside the 45, and he's wrestled down at the 43-yard line. And Fitch with some great penetration, clogging things up, not allowing much running room at all.
Yeah, Jared McHenry did a nice job. It's really coming down the line of scrimmage, just following that play right into the quarterback. There you take a look at that quarterback, 6'6", 215.
Third down and 15 upcoming for Harding. Martz wants to go to the air, firing deep downfield, and it's picked off at the 15-yard line. Hauled in by Justin Fuchs. And the Falcons come up with the first big play of the ball game on the interception.
Well, plenty of time back there for Martz to throw the football. He just floats this one a little bit. Maybe it's nerves. Misses LaShawn Daniels, and Fuchs just comes over from his cornerback position to make that interception.
So the Falcons will take over, first down and 10. Turnovers also important in any football game. And the first one goes to the benefit of Fitch. Demetrius Davis, the All-Ohio quarterback a season ago. Davis turns, gives, run play. And it goes the way of Will Mahone.
Number 13.
And when you have so many weapons and you try to strategize against Austintown Fitch, they can give you so many headaches because they can beat you in so many different ways. They've got so many different kinds of backs that can carry the ball. They can also go to the air. Run play to the left side, and it goes absolutely nowhere. Andreas Cambridge there to defensive end to make the stop. Let's take a look at that defensive unit. For Warren Harding, the ends, Cambridge and Jackson. Dow and Craig are the defensive tackles, two of the linebackers, and Kimball the other. Brunner, Watson, Powell, and Irvin rounding things out in the defensive backfield. Demetrius Davis takes the snap, wants to throw, rolling near side, and he fires it into the Fitch bench. And it is an incompletion, and so no harm, no foul. Following the interception, Harding's defense comes to play and makes the stop.
Yeah, they set that up to be a screen to the right side to Chris Davis. Harding had that played pretty well, and Demetrius, as the senior quarterback, knew just get rid of that football instead of trying to force it in there and throwing a pick around the 10-yard line.
Nick Shealy, a step deep in the end zone, gets off a very wobbly kick. LaShawn Daniels picks it up at the 48. Daniels ahead, putting his head down, and he's inside the 45, brought down at about the 43-yard line, and so good field position for Harding. Billy Aaron makes the stop for Austintown Fitch. Say we will take a timeout, but before we do, we can remind you that there will be some great plays through the course of the ball game. Coming up after this one, Ralph and I'll pick the Dr. William Woods play of the night. No score at Mollenkopf. Back after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. LaShawn Daniels breaks out of a tackle, and he's going to be tripped up right at about the 45-yard line on first down. Will Harrington up from his safety spot to make the stop. And again, both of these defenses being very, very stingy early in the first quarter.
And again, we see a couple more broken tackles there, but Harrington does a nice job from his safety position there and run support to make that tackle.
Josh Martz, empty backfield, will bring LaShawn Daniels in motion. Martz fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's to the 35, he's to the 30. He's got a first down. Lucas hopped, hemmed him in, and brought him down right near that sideline. But Josh Martz showing he's got some wheels as well.
And you don't even have to have great wheels when you establish that run game. There's the play fake right there, LaShawn Daniels, and that middle's wide open for Josh Martz to run in. Again, that's the goal here for Rick Rios, to establish that run game so that these types of plays could come off of it.
Josh Martz brings a man in motion. Empty backfield. Justin Magazine will now take the handoff around the left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line. Very methodical play calling for Rick Rios.
Well, there you see the coach right there signaling in that offense.
Rick Rios spent the past 2 decades plus at his alma mater, Toledo Rogers. Martz fakes the handoff, keeps it again himself, and he's not going to get much. Right back to the line of scrimmage, in fact.
And that was well played that time by the nose guard, Tony Bahana. He stopped that from being a big gain there. You see him right there in the screen, number 76. Again, not the prototypical 300-pound nose guard, but someone speedy up there that could hit the holes and get off of those blocks as he did right there.
3rd down and 7 upcoming for the Raiders. Josh Martz brings LaShawn Daniels in motion. Daniels up the middle, barreling forward, taking the pile with him. He's got a first down inside the 15. The Fitch Falcons say they've got the football, and they do. 2nd turnover of the night. This one goes the way of Austintown Fitch once again. And the Falcons are in business with 4:23 left in the opening quarter. Daniels absolutely showing great strength, but you've got to hold on to the football. Look at all those white jerseys around.
Boy, everybody going after that football, and it's Lucas Hopp that pulls that out. It's Chris Davis that's eventually going to recover it. But again, that's what you get as a running back. If you're going to battle and you're going to fight those tackles, you know that once you get stood up, that defense is going to pull at the ball. And Chris Davis, also headed to the University of Pittsburgh, is the recipient of a turnover right there.
4:23 left to play in quarter number 1. We've got ourselves a barn burner. No score between Fitch and Harding on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Say, text pizza to 45548 for your chance to win a free pizza from Pizza Joe's. Get your local Pizza Joe's today. Register to win a spot at the WKBN Pizza Joe's prize party. That's Saturday, October 8th at Stambaugh Stadium. Talk tasty and win big at your neighborhood Pizza Joe's. So on first down, Will Mahone getting a tote for the Falcons. Picking up 4 yards on the play. See if the Falcons can take advantage of the 2nd turnover. Will Mahone bobbing and weaving his way out across the 20, and he's to the 21-yard line. Again, you can get those turnovers, but can you take advantage? That's the key. Can you force those points off those turnovers?
I tell you what, Harding has had good field positions both times they've had the football here tonight and haven't been able to take advantage of it. Fitch obviously has a long way to go here, but sometimes that turnover gives your offense a spark. We'll see if it pays off here for the Falcons.
Falcons keep it to the ground. This is Will Mahone bouncing it to the outside. He's got an opening. First down and plenty more up to the 31-yard line.
Oftentimes when you have a really good running back, you have good wide receivers that block, and this time he's going to get Chris Davis on the outside to get him a good block. There you see a nice block right there by the tackle. You're going to see number 22 in your screen coming at. You don't see it, there it is, a little bit. Get a nice seal block to be able to enable him to pick up that first down.
Closing in on the 3-minute mark in this first quarter. Demetrius Davis working from the gun. Penalty marker comes flying in from the backside, and one of the Falcons moved up front. So back Austintown, Fitch up 5 yards, and it'll bring up first down and 15. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Demetrius Davis will keep it himself around the left side. Davis to the 30, bouncing it to the outside 35, 40, run out of bounds, shoved down. And I'm not sure if a penalty flag came flying in because he was knocked out of bounds. I don't see a flag, and good looking piece of running. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3. Take a look.
It looked like he tried to pull up there, but obviously the guys on the Harding bench aren't too forgiving.
Demetrius Davis gives to Will Mahone, and he is upended at the 39-yard line. Jalen Powell upending. Also in the vicinity, Jalen Moore.
Boy, coaches can't say enough about Jalen Powell. As a wide receiver here, you see him show up on the defensive side of the football as a safety. Just a pure athlete at 6'1", 190.
Under 2.5 to play in quarter number 1. Austintown, Fitch, and Warren Harding facing off. Demetrius Davis takes the snap, turns, gives, Will Mahone, hemmed in and down.
Number 13, Will Mahone.
Great pursuit for Warren Harding's Jalen Moore from his linebacker spot. Such quickness, such athleticism on both sides, Ralph.
Yeah, you know, that's why it's so important for these guys up front to stay on their blocks, because there's enough athletes on both sides of the football to catch up.
So the Falcons will have to punt. Nick Shealy in punt formation. Cavante Jordan is back with LaShawn Daniels. Shealy's kick is away. It's a high driving kick, and it is taken by Cavante Jordan. Brings it back to the near side, trying to cut the corner. Jordan with a stiff arm, and he's run out of bounds at the 36-yard line with $1:17 left on this first quarter clock. Say, you know there will be some great plays tonight. We're certainly expecting those coming up after the ball game. Ralph and I will pick the Dr. William Woods play of the night. We had plenty of candidates last night. We're certainly going to have plenty here tonight as well. Still yet to have anybody get on the scoreboard, however. It's been a good football game, dominated by the defenses. Josh Martz, empty backfield, long count. Martz takes the snap, wants to throw, looking, firing, catch is made by Quan Dorsey, back to the inside, he's ahead of the 50, inside the 50, into Fitch territory, wrestled down at the 49-yard line.
That's the element that Josh Martz brings to this offense. He has a gun for an arm, obviously a prototypical looking quarterback, puts that right in there, right by the defensive back. And Mike Quan Dorsey, some nice yards after the catch.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Josh Martz brings a man in motion. It's Justin Magazine taking the handoff. Magazine plowing ahead, backing ahead, and he's down to the 45-yard line. Raiders going without a huddle.
A lot of signals coming in from the sidelines, and again, this is, you get some returning starters coming here, but a whole new offense here for Harding this year, a whole new playbook to learn for these guys, and so far they're playing well.
From the 46-yard line, Martz brings Daniels to his right. Daniels, the ball carrier, and he is stacked up, spun down by Will Mahone. Right at the point of attack. It doesn't get much better than that defensively.
No, Will Mahone up there as a safety and run support, acting just like another linebacker. Boy, he shoots the gap and reads that perfectly. And we talked about LaShawn Daniels' ability to break tackles. Not going to break that one.
We have played one quarter of football here at Mollenkopf Stadium. With your score, Austintown Fitch 0, Warren Harding 0. Quarter number 2 follows this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. All set for quarter number 2. Austintown Fitch and Warren Harding hooked up in a good one. As we get back to it, 3rd down and 10 from the Fitch 48-yard line. Josh Martz will work from the shotgun. Martz takes the snap, looking, swung upon, and he's sacked at the 45-yard line. In to make the sack, defensive end Mike Stifler, stuff up.
And the Fitch defense getting a little aggressive there, bringing some pressure. Really no time for him to even set his feet back there as Stifler gets there and just jumps on his back and gets a little help there from his buddy Kyle Betts.
Josh Martz lining up in punt formation. And he gets a very high driving kick. Fair catch is made at the 30-yard line or therein. That's Lucas Hopt making the catch in traffic. Lots of Raiders in the vicinity there. That is where the Falcons will set up shop. 1st down and 10. Say you can vote for the Big 22 Player of the Year, brought to you by Antone's Banquet Center. Go to MyValleySports.com and click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football player from our area. On both sides tonight, there are plenty of candidates for those honors. And it seems like we say it every time we have a game broadcast, but with the level of talent and the amount of talent in the area on lots of teams, it's always the case, it seems. 1st and 10, they'll spot it at the 31-yard line for Austintown Fitch. Chris Davis comes in motion. Demetrius Davis gives to Will Mahone. Mahone is ahead to the 31. He may have reached the 32, if that. Not much running room at all. It's been a common theme throughout this first quarter and now early in the second.
Yeah, really both of these defenses are up to the task here tonight. And, you know, sometimes early in the season they say the defenses are ahead of the offense. Certainly the athletes on the defensive side of the ball here tonight are showing up.
Demetrius Davis spinning free, dropped at the 29-yard line. He was rolling out, looking downfield, but Jalen Powell brought him down behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like it's going to be a loss of 3 yards on the play, and it will set up 3rd down and a dozen.
Yeah, and you got to give credit that time to the linebacker, number 17, Chance Harper. He's not going to make the tackle, but he's the one that gets there first and grabs that shirt and allows Jalen Powell to come up from that safety position to make that play. And you kind of got the feeling, Chad, that one of these times on one of these offenses, we're going to see a big, big play.
Something's bound to pop at some point or another. And we have an official's timeout. Demetrius Davis is tying his shoe. So we have an official's timeout there. The official saying, okay, get it all tied before we get back to football. It'll be 3rd down and a dozen. But I agree with you. You get the feeling that something's going to break in a big, big way. Too many playmakers on the field for it not to happen. Demetrius Davis keeps it himself. Davis hemmed in, and he is dropped. Jalen Powell laying the lumber, and it'll bring up 4th down. And again, the Falcons will have to punt.
And Jalen Powell getting a lot of looks from colleges at the Division I level because of his athleticism. And I would bet you before we get out of here tonight, we see him on offense, either at the quarterback or running back position, getting the ball in his hands because he is someone that can make something happen.
So Nick Shealy comes back out to punt once again. Twin safeties back for the Raiders, who stack things up at the line but then back off. It's a low, short kick, which will be taken by Cavante Jordan at the 40. Jordan still on his feet as he crosses the 45. He's ahead to the 46-yard line before 4 or 5 white Falcon jerseys swarm upon him and bring him down. And so, good field position coming up when we come back for the Warren Harding Raiders. Take a timeout, bring you back to Mollenkopf Stadium, a packed place after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football Game of the Week. Welcome back. Warren Harding comes out on the offensive side. They'll keep it to the ground. Justin Magazine spun down as the Raiders don't get much there. Billy Price, the defensive end, there to haul him down. And it looks like, as you alluded to the fact, we have Jalen Powell in at quarterback for Harding.
And this is something I think we kind of expected. We knew that he would see some time there just to try to get the ball in his hands. But look at Billy Price. Just break through that line and make the tackle. And Price has an offer from the Ohio State Buckeyes sitting on the table.
Jalen Powell will work from the shotgun. Powell will keep it himself, trying to cut the corner. He's upended by Chris Davis. Chris Davis, of course, the twin brother of Demetrius, headed to the University of Pittsburgh. Play wide receiver there, but making a big-time play defensively. Chris Davis bringing down the very speedy, elusive Jalen Powell.
When you like what Powell did with the football there, Chad, he kept it in that tailback's hand as long as he could and headed upfield, but still a nice tackle by Davis.
Jalen Powell looking downfield. Rainbow pass is caught. Breaking through to the 31, inside the 30 to the 29. Loose football, will have to sort it out. I believe the officials are saying that the Harding receiver, Mike Dorsey, was down by contact. That's the case. I'll tell you what, that was a rainbow pass that hung in the air for what seemed like 45 seconds.
Yeah, it almost seemed like a punt coming down there, but he's not known for his arm, but puts it where it needs to be right there. And again, you give credit to Mike Dorsey for concentrating on that football and making the catch and picking up that first down.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Powell still in at quarterback. He will turn and give to LaShawn Daniels, and he is brought down at the 30-yard line.
When you can't play it any better than Will Harrington just played it right there. You see number 21 for the Fitch Falcons on your screen. Harrington just waits right in the hole for the running back to come to him. Then he makes a solid open field tackle.
So the Raiders knocking on the door just a bit. 2nd and 11 from the 30-yard line. They will send out a receiver to each side. Powell, long count on the option. Powell going nowhere. Spun down at the 34-yard line.
It's Billy Price again, and Price is careful not to grab the face mask. And I wondered if he was going to get a call there. He had the jersey, but it sure looked like he had the face mask of Jalen Powell. And Price just dominating up front. You see him bust through the line, and you can see he has upper collar. And then he certainly gets some help from his other linebacker. Kyle Betts is in there, and there you see Billy Price.
We have a timeout called on the field by the Warren Harding Raiders. And it comes just in time for us to take a timeout as well. We're hooked up with a good one here tonight at jam-packed Mollen-Cobb Stadium. Harding Fitch scoreless on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back. No score between Austintown Fitch and Warren Harding. So every week we'll pick the PNC Bank player of the game. It's one player that has made the greatest impact. They'll receive a hoodie from Nightline Embroidery and Screen Print. We'll feature the player of the game every Monday night at 6 at 27 First News and First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown. Josh Martz back in at quarterback for the Raiders on 3rd down and 14. Martz, long count with an empty backfield. Martz takes the snap, looking downfield. He'll tuck it, he will run. Martz to the 26-yard line, and he's ridden down from behind. So the Raiders will be short of a first down. And if you're Rick Rios, you may go for it here.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how much trust you have in your kicker coming into the season. They really didn't have anybody they trusted. Obviously, they went through doubles in practice, and you're in that kind of no man's area. But Josh Martz that time, pocket collapsed, and he took off, and he got something positive out of it, but still got a long 4th down here.
Fans starting to get into it now. 4th and 7 from the 26-yard line. Josh Martz with a back to his right. That is Magazine. Martz to throw, looking towards the end zone. It's intercepted by Lucas Haupt. He's got it at the 5. Haupt back the other way to the 10. And he's stunned down at the 12 as a penalty flag comes flying in. 3rd turnover of the night, doubled up by Fitch.
Boy, Lucas Haupt has really been everywhere on that Fitch defense. That time with the interception, there's a penalty towards the end of it, like you said, but it's going to be the Falcons' ball. There you see again an overthrow by Martz, and there's the center fielder Haupt just sitting back there. And he'll show you his speed here on the return. We'll see if we can catch that penalty somewhere.
It's going to go against Austintown Fitch. The officials are marking it back to the 6-yard line. So on the return is where the infraction took place. And so the Falcons will have the football, but backed up deep in their own territory. But you know what? They'll take it.
Absolutely. And again, we said it before. You got to be impressed with the defenses here tonight. The Fitch's defense stepping up again with another interception.
A late substitution coming in for Austintown Fitch, and we now have a timeout called by Falcons head coach Phil Anarella, and we will take one as well. Back and forth, these two teams go. Nobody yet to reach the scoreboard. We'll see if that changes when we come back to Mollenkopf. Fitch and Harding hooking up with a good one. The MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. We greet you tonight from the home of the Warren Harding Raiders. Their season opener against Fitch. Demetrius Davis rolling the right side. Will Mahone has it popped free, but he couldn't haul it in, and it's an incomplete pass. But a major league stick by LeBrandon Watson. Thought for a moment it could be rolled a catch and a fumble, but Mahone just didn't haul it in. So it's a good call. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Fitch 6-yard line. We are already under the 5.5-minute mark of this first half. So the Falcons will send out one receiver near side to the left, a pair of receivers far side to the right. Demetrius Davis takes the snap, and this play is blown dead. Illegal procedure called against Fitch, so it's going to be spotted at the 3-yard line. It looked again like the Falcons were trying to set up a little screen pass to the right side.
Yeah, that's something they haven't really had success with here tonight, but with that speed on the outside, that's something you try to utilize. Usually you get the ball out there to Chris Davis. But Harding has played it well here tonight. A little movement that time.
So Demetrius Davis now will check out of the football game. We'll see if we're going to go with a little type of a wildcat. Will Mahone in at quarterback. Mahone takes the snap, cuts it back to the middle. He's across the 5, out to the 8, maybe the 9-yard line.
Well, you bring another body in there to block for Will Mahone, and you just give him the ball direct. Not a bad idea, especially considering where you're at on the football field. Try to get some room, or at the very, try to get some room for the very least to get your punter some room back there. But anytime you have the ball in the hands of Will Mahone, good things can happen. So
3rd and 7. Billy Aaron is in at running back. Mahone in the wildcat. Mahone looking towards the near sideline. They're calling the signals in. Closing in on 4.5 to play. Mahone switches Aaron to the right side, and we have a whistle, and we have delay of game called against Fitch, and that's exactly what you couldn't have at this juncture of the game.
And again, it's kind of an understandable penalty. You have a running back playing quarterback trying to decipher the signals from the sidelines, and your back's up against the other team's end zone. It's a tough situation to be in. Again, even more confusion right now as you see Phil Lanarella rocking down the sidelines trying to get that play in. Billy Aaron is going to switch sides to the right side of Will Mahone.
And on third down, Mahone will just get the quick kickoff, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Do you like the call there, the quick kick?
Well, with as much confusion as they had in the backfield, and then you look at where they get that punt at the 42, not bad field position. And then a little scuffle after the play is going to cause another flag to come in here, and that's Will Mahone, the captain, involved in a little incident out there.
And so Mahone is, at least from the looks of it, has been penalized, and Phil Annarella is almost in the middle of the field trying to decipher what happened.
And I'm not sure that Mahone was the one penalized either. We're going to have to see what the call is.
That's exactly the case. Mahone was upset, that's for sure.
And then you see him signal both ways. That's going to be offsetting. And Coach Phil Annarella, you'll take that. Obviously, you don't like your players getting into scraps out there, but when it all equals out in the end, you don't mind it as much.
All right, so the football is spotted at the 42-yard line. And the Raiders offensive unit comes back out. Now the Falcon defense joins them as well. And so, as we get back to the line of scrimmage, back in at quarterback, it looks like, is Jalen Powell.
And they had some success moving the ball when he was the quarterback. On third and long, though, I don't think he's the guy you want in there throwing the football.
Jalen Powell works from the shotgun. Turns and gives. Run play. Magazine is stuffed. Run down very, very easily. Good penetration by the Falcons. But send it back down to the sideline. Third member of our team tonight, Sherry Jones.
Hey, Chad. Well, Harding's offense came back to the bench visibly upset after that last interception, but quarterback Josh Martz and his senior leadership kicked in with encouraging words, and now they're ready to get back there and hopefully redeem themselves. Chad?
Jalen Powell is in at the moment. Martz will certainly get his opportunity back here before this one's all said and done. Jalen Powell turns, gives. LaShawn Daniels works his way to the 41-yard line. 3:35. First half clock continues to churn on down. A couple of heavyweights just slugging it out. Powell. Another long count. Takes the snap, he'll keep it himself. Breaking tackles inside the 40, and he's down to the 37-yard line.
Billy Price is going to make that tackle again for the Falcons. He's probably in almost double digits at this point, rolling in the second quarter. And
so that is going to bring up 4th down and 5. And into punt is the aforementioned Josh Martz.
And anytime you have the quarterback as the punter as well, I think you got to be extra careful as a defense, especially on this area of the field, to try to run a fake punt. And you can see Fitch almost in their base defense right here, and there you go.
Fake punt, right side. Magazine is stuffed. Turnover on downs. Rick Rios goes to the bag of tricks. It goes for naught. And Austintown Fitch takes over. So Rios going to the playbook and the bag of tricks, and it didn't work that time.
Yeah, Fitch had a lot of people up there on the line of scrimmage. There you see number 55, Mike Stifler. Stifler's the one that makes that tackle, Chad, and as he's making the tackle, it almost looks like the back came down on his knee, so that's something that we're going to keep an eye on. Mike Stifler is the starting linebacker inside.
Demetrius Davis back in at quarterback. Will Mahone joins to his left, just behind. Run play, Will Mahone. He's to the 45 to the 40. He's ahead to the midfield, and he is wrestled down, but not before he's got a first down for the Falcons.
And you know what you notice about both of these teams, Chad? When running backs get through that first line of defense, the secondary are good tacklers. And you see another example of right here. You see Will Mahone being patient back there, waiting for his blocks to develop, gets into the secondary, and when those secondary personnel come up, they make tackles. And there you see it again, the secondary of Warren Harding making a nice tackle. Orlando Irvin makes that one.
Maybe that little scuffle fired up Will Mahone. Falcons quickly back to the line of scrimmage as we hit the 2-minute mark. Will Mahone cutting it to the near side. Will Mahone stiff arm, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 22-yard line, but not before he's got another Falcons first down.
And that football came out of there. Will Mahone's going to go to the sideline. Orlando Urban knocks the ball out. So we talked about how good tackling is in the secondary. Watch the ball come out right there. Fortunately for the Falcons, it's going to go out of bounds.
Checking in at running back is Tyrese Anderson. And he will stay in and now split as a wide receiver just to the right of Demetrius Davis. Davis turns Anderson with the football. He's spun down at the 16-yard line. A little bit shy of a first down, I believe. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage come the Falcons. Mahone checks back in.
And there you see an injured Falcon run off the field. Brandon Flanagan, offensive lineman.
Davis takes the snap, gives to Mahone up the gut. He's got a first down to the 10-yard line.
Well, we talk about the tackling in the secondary. The only problem with that is if your secondary is making all the tackles, you're driving the football down the field, and that's exactly what the Falcons are doing right now.
From the 9, hurry up offense. Demetrius Davis gives to Mahone. He's in! Touchdown! 9-yard scoring skipper. And the Falcons draw first blood in the final minute of the first half.
And what you have right there, Chad, is an offensive line for Fitch just taking over on that drive. I mean, you look up front, you look at those linemen staying on their blocks. And really, Mahone goes into the end zone untouched from what, about 8 yards out.
Great strength, great quickness, and Mahone dipsy-doos his way in for a touchdown. Ken Kilpatrick on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, right down the pipe. And with 51 seconds left in the first half, it is Austintown Fitch 7, Warren Harding nothing. Falcon fans making some noise here at Mullen Cup.
Boy, and there are plenty of them. A lot of Fitch Falcons fans here tonight. Excited about this season, excited about this game. And hasn't been much to cheer for offensively, but Will Mahone right there, number 13, runs it in with a dominating performance on that drive by that offensive line. You know, they went quick-paced and they just drove that ball down the field.
Will Mahone capping off a 6-play, 60-yard drive. It took 91 seconds. And Will Mahone says, get on my back. I'll carry you here late in the second quarter.
And what they can't afford to do is in this last 51 seconds give up any points. The defense for Fitch has showed up all day today. They need to stay on it for another 51 seconds. You know, all along we both thought, boy, big plays coming, but instead we have 6 plays of about 10 yards each and does just as good.
All right, now the question needs to be raised if you're Rick Rios, down 7-0, under a minute to play. You return this kickoff, take a knee, and evaluate, or you take a couple shots downfield.
Well, I think you see where this kickoff's going to be returned to until you make that decision.
It's a high driving kick. LaShawn Daniels makes the grab about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Raiders have it 1st and 10 down to the sideline. Sherry Jones.
Now, Austintown's Mike Stifler did limp off the sidelines in the last series. He was on the bench nursing his left thigh, but there weren't any trainers around, so it looks like cramps are just starting to affect this game too tonight. Chad?
Usually the case in week number 1. We'll see if that is a continuing and developing situation. So it looks like Harding is going to spread things out again. And I do believe it's Martz back in at quarterback. Martz takes the snap. He will give to LaShawn Daniels. Daniels barreling forward, taking 3 or 4 white jerseys with him. And he's got a first down. Harding quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Again, going without a huddle. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining, according to the scoreboard. And we have an injured Austintown Fitch Falcon.
Yeah, Will Harrington got up slowly and now couldn't make it off the field. And that's going to give Rick Rios a chance to get his offense to the sideline and draw something up. But this looks like another case of cramps.
Second quarter score. Youngstown versus 6. Red Line Academy 21.
Let's try to find number 21 here. Let me see who's going to come to make the tackle. Right here is the guy we want to keep our eye on. Oh, it looks like he got hit by his own teammate. Looked like Nick Williams came over and hit him. So we'll keep an eye on that injury as well.
Josh March to throw, looking left, firing, catch is made at the 41-yard line. Mike Dorsey is going to be close to a first down, but just a little bit short. 28 seconds left. Good looking throw, good looking grab.
If that pass isn't on the money, that's a pick 6 for Fitch. And Josh March shows you his arm right there.
So it will be 2nd and 2 when we get back to it. Say you can vote for the Big 22, 5 blocks of granite. It's all brought to you by the Moransky Companies and Youngstown Granite. Go to myvalleysports.com and click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football linemen from our area. Of course, those skill position, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks get all the love, but they wouldn't be able to do anything without those big bodies up front. And certainly they deserve lots of love as well.
Absolutely. You look at that last drive for Fitch. It's the big bodies up front that got Will Mahone into the end zone, and we try to give him a little love.
2nd and 2. They'll spot it at the 41-yard line. We'll see if Martz will elect to go downfield with a little bit of a deeper pass. 4 wide receivers set. LaShawn Daniels to Martz's right. Martz takes the snap. Pumping once, throwing long down the left side. Rainbow picked off! Lucas Hobbs has it, but there's a penalty flag down. And we will check out the call. Pass interference against Austintown Fitch.
And that call's not going to go against Lucas Hobbs. It's going to go against the cornerback to that side. And we'll try to take a look at that again. There you see the little play fake by Martz. And I think the call is that he pushed him out of bounds.
Nonetheless, it's a big call with 21 seconds left in the first half.
It's difficult to see on that replay. But again, we've talked about Hopped all day. He's been around the football.
So they'll spot it at the 44-yard line of Austintown Fitch. The plot thickens. Under 30 seconds left. Martz, long count. Takes the snap. Looking long, stepping up. Martz sacked! Making the play is Jared McHenry. And Raiders will call a timeout with 14 seconds remaining. Martz didn't have much time at all to throw anything downfield. He says, I'll try and run, and that didn't work either.
Now, Fitch brought the pressure again that time. That offensive line didn't just have the numbers to match up, and Jared McHenry gets credit with the tackle. But Coach Rios not going into halftime easy, is he? He's using his timeouts, taking the opportunities to try to make something happen. And I think you got to applaud his, his ability to say, let's go try to get something. His aggressiveness.
Different schools of thought. Some coaches take a knee and reevaluate. Others say, let's go for gold.
I think by going for it, you show your team that you're not giving up. I think you show your team that, hey, I'm in this with you. We want to try to go for it. And obviously, it's going to be difficult to pick up 40-some yards here and however many seconds are left. But, I think you like the aggressiveness.
2nd down and a dozen. From the 46, 14 seconds remaining.
2nd down and 12. Ball's on the 46-yard line.
Orlando Irvin split as a wide receiver, near side to the right. Twin receivers, far side to the left. LaShawn Daniels to the right of quarterback Josh Martz. Martz with a long count, takes the snap, looking left, stepping up, stacked up, dropped! Kyle Betts clogging things up in the middle. And with that, the first half is in the books. And what a first half it was. Your halftime score, Austintown Fitch 7, Warren Harding nothing. Halftime highlights, numbers, and more following these words on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. It's time for the Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet Band of the Week. Let's listen to a selection from the Austintown Fitch Marching Band. That is our Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet Band of the Week. Our Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet halftime report resumes following these words. There's a nice look on a nice summer night of what remains of the old Warren G. Harding High School. Gorgeous new facility on the other side of the stands at the moment. The Raiders trailing Austintown Fitch 7-0. Welcome to the Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet halftime report. Jack Prespinski, Rob Sandy with you. What a first half it was. Certainly back and forth these two teams went, but it was only 7 points being put on the scoreboard. Plenty of rushing the football. We knew that was going to be the case. LaShawn Daniels looking very strong early on in the football game.
Yeah, he has looked impressive here tonight. His ability to break tackles would have set him apart, but he did have a costly fumble early on.
Let's take a look at our team numbers in that first half. The bulk for Fitch, in fact, all for Fitch. On the ground, 90 rushing yards, 64 rushing yards for the Raiders to go along with 51 through the air. Turnovers oh so important as we look at most football games, and certainly Fitch taking full advantage of the miscues of the Raiders. This is Justin Fuchs coming up with an interception as the Raiders tried to go downfield. Some miscellaneous numbers to pass along to you. A relatively clean game in terms of penalties. Fitch with 5, just 1 for the Raiders. But again, that key number there, 3 turnovers for Harding, Ralph.
Yeah, you know, fortunately for them, none of them came back to haunt them, but obviously Rick Rios not happy with his team turning the ball over that many times in the first half.
We mentioned the fact that there was not much aerial attacking going on for these teams, none for Fitch. Warren Harding did go to the air just a bit. This one hung in the air. It's a pass from Jalen Powell to Mike Quan Dorsey, and when it came down, he hauled it in. The ball would come loose at the tail end, but it was a completed pass. And it was a first down. Passing numbers look this way. Demetrius Davis, the All-State quarterback, 0 for 2. Josh Martz, 3 for 5, 26 yards, 2 interceptions that really didn't hurt him that much in the first half. He'll have to take care of the football moving forward in the second half. Will Mahone, the real workhorse. Late in that second quarter, he took his Falcons on his back and made some good things happen.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of the offensive line really getting the push up front, and that Harding defense maybe getting a little bit tired.
As we examine our leading rushers, Will Mahone very quietly, very consistently moving towards that 100-yard rushing night. 15 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. LaShawn Daniels slowly but surely working his way, increasing that yard total. 8 carries, 43 yards, and as you mentioned, a costly fumble. And that is a Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet halftime report. Ralph, your keys to a victory for both sides here in the second half.
Well, you look at him, I really think that if you're Fitch, your defense has to continue to play the way it has. Obviously, for Warren Harding and Coach Rick Rios, you got to, first of all, stop turning the ball over, and you have to establish that run game with a little more authority up front. You know, early on in the season, Chad, you always wonder about conditioning. And it's really going to pay. It was a hot first half. That sun was out. You wonder how it's going to affect both of these teams in the second half. And I really think that the team that's in the better condition is going to end up victors in this one.
Well, it will be that Warren Harding offense that will get the first crack here in the third quarter. Back deep to return. It's LaShawn Daniels. Nick Shealy set to approach and kick it away. Shealy drills it downfield. Good kick. Right through the end zone. That'll help the cause.
Absolutely. That's his second touchback of the evening. And when the band has the ball, you know you did a good job on the kickoff.
Yeah, their time is over now.
Great athletes back there. LaShawn Daniels, you know that he has the ability to break one, and to not get the ball in his hands is a good thing if you're an Austintown Fitch fan.
So for the first series, it is Josh Martz in at quarterback. Will come out with a 4 wide receiver set. Martz, long count. Turns, he'll give. LaShawn Daniels followed up in a hurry, Ralph.
Well, I tell you what, Billy Price is starting to be dominating up front. You know, we heard about him, and there you see him in your picture number 54. We heard all the stories about him, how as a sophomore he's offered by the Buckeyes. I tell you what, he's showing why here tonight. He's absolutely dominating up front.
Of course, Fitch had quite a dominating lineman last year in Steve Zaborski. Some great athletes on the field here tonight. Josh Martz wants to throw. He is stopped at the 9-yard line.
Kyle Betts, he ended the first half with a sack, and now here we start the second half, gets another one, and he comes clean from that linebacker position, just shoots the gap. Nobody picks it up.
That's going to bring up third down and a mile, 3rd and 19.
And I think the more pressure you start to bring on Josh Martz, the more uncomfortable he's going to get back there in the pocket, and that's when you make mistakes as a quarterback.
He doesn't want to force something. Whistle, penalty marker flies in. Illegal procedure on the Raiders, and as you continue to get backed up, the pressure continues to mount deep in your own territory, Ralph.
And again, I think there might be a little sense of frustration. You know, you go into halftime, you get that pep talk, let's go out there, and now all of a sudden you start to move backwards. It could be a little frustrating for sure.
3rd and 25. Martz standing on the goal line. He's back in his end zone. Rolling to the near side. Martz out of some traffic. Martz just does get to the 4, and he's dropped again.
Devin Gray's going to get the sack there, pressure from the onset, good coverage in the secondary, and Josh Martz is going to learn to get rid of this football. And again, you look at there's Betts again on pressure, Price again bringing pressure. Finally, Devin Gray brings him down. If you like your quarterback not to take that punishment, just throw that ball out of bounds.
Watch the snap here. Got to have a clean snap, otherwise it's 2 more for Fitch. Martz in punt formation. Clean snap. Martz gets the kick away. It's a high twirling spiral. Lucas hopped. Makes the fair catch at about the 36-yard line. Time out of the field. We'll take one as well. Fitch has their first opportunity on offense in the second half when we come back on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Seven nothing Fitch. Falcons with the football. Demetrius Davis rolling to the right side, looking to go up top, firing downfield, and it's knocked away. Intended for Chris Davis. Back in coverage was Orlando Irvin for Warren Harding. Otherwise, it's 6 more.
Yeah, Irvin does a nice job closing at the end of this. Demetrius Davis going to roll to his right, looking downfield the whole time. Really has a guy open. But Orlando Irvin, you're going to see him come in here with his hand just to knock that away. And that's Chris Davis's brother down there. We know they hooked up quite a bit last season.
A potent combination, that's for sure. We'll keep it to the ground. Will Mahone into the open field. He's to the 25 and out of bounds. 1st and 10 Falcons.
And Will Mahone, you know, we know that he's a bit of a power speed back combination, but watch the patience here on this run. Takes his time in the backfield, lets this play develop in front of him. Doesn't run right in there to the hole because there's nothing there. Waits and waits, and offensive linemen up front sustain their blocks and just enough for the first down.
Great patience. Back to the ground attack. It is Mahone trying to push his way ahead of the 20. He'll get just to the 22-yard line. So Austintown Fitch picking up right where they left off. And I think Mahone is cramping up as he sits down. He's just frustrated. That is frustrating early in a season because you finally get to game action and you want to do what you know you can do, and he's going to come out and...
Yeah, it's frustrating because you've been through doubles, you've been through practice, you bring through scrimmages, but nothing could prepare you for the first Friday night. And so even if you're in good shape, you're going to start cramping up if you're not hydrated. His frustration is that he has to come off the field and, you know, he wants to go in and score again.
So he is replaced by Tyrese Anderson. Junior running back, 142 yards. Tyrese Anderson up the gut, bouncing it to the outside. 10-5, touchdown, Fitch.
Well, Tyrese Anderson is only 5'7", 142. So if he's playing, you know he has something, and what he has is speed. And he shows you a little bit right there. We talked about Mahone's patience. Well, Anderson shows a little bit of it as well. And boy, once he got into the open field, he was absolutely gone to the corner of the end zone.
13-0, Austintown. Fitch, Ken Kilpatrick to tack on one more snap back, ball down, kick up, right down the pipes. And with 8:53 left in quarter number 3, your score. Austintown Fitch 14, Warren Harding 0. Back to packed Mollenkopf after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back. Austintown Fitch up 14-0. LaShawn Daniels fields another kickoff. Yard or two deep in the end zone. And again, it's a potent type of a play when you have a kicker that can do that. No chance for Daniels to make his presence felt following a 4-play, 37-yard drive, which took just 43 seconds, capped off by a 23-yard touchdown run by Tyrese Anderson. And visiting with some of the Fitch folks up here in the press box, telling us that a lot of times when Mahone will be in the ball game, you have your guard up and he comes out as he was. Let your guard down, and Anderson took full advantage. Run play up the middle. It's LaShawn Daniels as a penalty flag comes in. I believe we have a new quarterback in as well for Warren Harding. Looks like Jimmy Rumpel is in. This penalty is going to be called against Austintown Fitch. So it's a face mask call, which will give the Raiders a first down. So Jimmy Rumpel is in at quarterback. It's going to be 1st and 1, evidently. Jimmy Rumpel in the shotgun. Takes the snap, turns, gives, run play, no way.
It's Jared McHenry again. We saw him make a big play in the first half. McHenry, one of those active linebackers for the Falcons, really just comes right down the line of scrimmage and makes that play in the backfield. And you're starting to see that Fitch Falcon team start playing with a little bit more confidence out there, a little bit more swagger, up 14-0.
Jimmy Rumpel from the shotgun. Takes the snap, wants to throw, looking downfield, and he is popped! Oh, what a hit for Kyle Betts!
Well, that's sack number 3 here tonight for Kyle Betts, and each one of them has been a punishing sack. There's no freebies with him. He gets his feet set, goes to deliver that football, and Kyle Betts is in his lap.
Loss of 8 on the play. 3rd down. And 9 upcoming. We'll spot it at the 21-yard line. Clock rolling, 7:17 and counting in the 3rd. Jimmy Rumpel with the 4 wide receiver set. Justin Magazine in the backfield. Rumpel takes the snap, looking left, firing, incomplete. Orlando Irvin had a Fitch defensive back. And let's just say he heard the footsteps of Will Harrington.
Yeah, Harrington, good to see him back in the ballgame. Banged up a little bit there in the first half, but really in a perfect position there to make a tackle if need be. Well, that ball is dropped and Harrington holds up. Again, the Fitch defense up to the test once again.
4th down and 9. And the punt team is back out. Josh Martz set to kick it away. Clean snap. Martz gets the kick away, but great pressure from Fitch. The fair catch is made at the 46-yard line by Lucas Hopt. So the Falcons will take over 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. Say, well, we've got a stoppage of play. We can remind you to text PIZZA, P-I-Z-Z-A, to 45548 for your chance to win a free pizza from Pizza Joe's. Get to your local Pizza Joe's today and register to win a spot at the WKBN Pizza Joe's prize party Saturday, October 8th at Stambaugh Stadium. Talk tasty and win big at your neighborhood Pizza Joe's. Sounds good about now, huh?
Absolutely.
Demetrius Davis turns, gives, run, play, left side! And it's out to the 30-yard line. Tyrese Anderson, change of pace.
Well, I tell you what, the junior's showing that he has some wheels out there. And obviously Will Mahone, the captain and leader of this football team. But if you're Phil Annarella, it's nice to know that you have someone else that can really bring a spark off the bench.
Timeout on the field, 6:51 left in the 3rd quarter. And the Raiders, they need to regroup, so they call the timeout. We will take a timeout as well. Austintown Fitch looking like a well-oiled machine in week number 1. Back to Mollenkopf after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. There's been plenty to dance about, but not for the Raiders. Austintown Fitch with a 14-0 lead. You can vote for the Big 22. 5 blocks of granite brought to you by the Moransky Companies in Youngstown Granite. Go to MyValleySports.com, click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football lineman from our area. Illegal procedure, penalty is called against Austintown Fitch. So back the Falcons up 5 And it'll be 1st and 15.
First down and 15, ball on the 35-yard line.
So they'll mark it at the 35. A trio of receivers, far side to the right, one near side to the left. Up the middle, Demetrius Davis cutting it to the outside, gets a block, 10, 5, knocked out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, Nick Williams comes up with a crackback block that is unbelievable. Demetrius Davis a little banged up, he's coming out of the game. And we'll get a chance, nice play fake up the middle, Davis keeps it. We're going to see his wide receiver number 1 going to make a block out in front of him. There it is right there. And you see him cramping up as well.
Run play up the middle, Tyrese Anderson spinning free. And he spins down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
And a new quarterback in with Davis ailing. It looks like number 18. Matt Futkos is in the game.
Back to Tyrese Anderson, and he dances in for a Falcon touchdown.
And I think you could have played quarterback right there. Just give the ball to Anderson.
What does that mean?
Did you hand the ball off well?
I think I could. Anderson scores well and quickly. He's in, and it's 20-0. Falcons now beginning to pull away.
It's a combination of the offensive line really doing their job and really the speed of this Austintown Fitch offense, no matter who's running the football.
Kilpatrick on for the extra point. Snap back, whistles. Yellow laundry tossed onto the turf. Illegal procedure, and so Kilpatrick will have to back up just a little bit, boot one from a little further away. Have to check on Demetrius Davis and make sure he is A-OK after leaving with an injury on that previous scoring drive. Ken Kilpatrick puts his foot into it, move it back, same end result. 21-0 Austintown Fitch. And you can begin to see the morale starting to sour for Warren Harding.
You go back to that touchdown, you look at a different angle right here, and you see a lot of Harding defenders flat-footed standing around. And this is the run before the touchdown. It's Demetrius Davis, and there you see the block right there. And we talked about it earlier, Chad. If you're going to have a successful run game, oftentimes you count on those wide receivers to block downfield, and boy, they do it right there for their quarterback.
5 plays, 46 yards, took 44 seconds. Tyrese Anderson in from 2 yards out, and Harding just has not had an answer all night long. You wondered when that explosive Fitch offense would rear its head. Well, they've shown us here in the second half, about halfway through this third quarter.
Yeah, when you have 2 touchdown drives, both of which are under a minute, you're doing something well, and certainly they have just come out in the second half and just dominated.
Shealy puts his foot into it. This time Daniels will return it from the goal line. He's across the 5 to the 10. Daniels to the 15, and he is stopped up at the 20 and ripped down with 6:07 left in quarter number 3.
Like Kevin Betts in there on the tackle along with Jared McHenry. And if you're Coach Rick Rios, this is where you got to try to earn your money. You got to try to keep your team focused. You got to try to get them back in this ball game, because really there's a lot of time left. And with the athletes you have over there on the Warren Harding sideline, it is possible. But you got to keep them motivated. You got to keep their head in the game. And there's a good look at Coach Rios right there.
Rios spent a bunch of time at Toledo Rogers. Jimmy Rumpel takes the snap, looking, firing, and it is caught. Myquan Dorsey makes the catch. He's ahead to the 25-yard line. Lots of white jerseys swarm around him and bring him down at If he pops that, could be lots of damage done.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it could have been lots of damage the other way, too, as Rumpel just sneaked that pass in there. And you're trying to build up the confidence of your backup quarterback and Rumpel, and you know, that's the kind of play that could do it here. And here we have another Falcon down with some cramping issues.
Injury timeout on the field, which gives us an opportunity to send it back down to Sherry Jones on the sideline. Sherry?
We just saw Demetrius Davis limp off the field. The trainers were over there working on his knee, so it wasn't just cramping. They were actually working on his knee. They did put a brace on it, and then Davis was standing on the bench pumping up the crowd. So it looks like he should be okay to return pretty soon. Chad?
Sherry, thank you much. Yeah, he's such an important part of what Austintown Fitch does. There's Demetrius Davis. It's good to see. He looks to be A-okay. And so heading off the field is Tony Bahana. After cramping up.
Bahana's one of those young players as a sophomore starting varsity and played well here tonight from that nose guard position.
So the Raider offensive unit comes back out. We'll try to get something going. Jimmy Rumpel will bring a man in motion. It's LaShawn Daniels. Rumpel takes the snap and gives to Daniels. He's stacked up and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Kept his footing for a split second more, but wasn't going anywhere with those Falcons surrounding him.
Mike Stifler, Devin Gray, both in there on the tackling. And really, it seemed like as soon as they come out of this halftime break, this Fitch defense really turned it up a notch.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. See if that Fitch defense can come up with another big play. Rumpel, 5 wide receiver set, takes the snap, pumping, stepping up, firing deep downfield, and it is caught by LaShawn Daniels, but he's out of bounds, and it's incomplete, and Harding will have to punt.
Well,
and
Jimmy,
Rumpel is down in a heap at the 15-yard line.
Rumpel's going to take a shot at the end of this play, and boy, you got to like the fact that he stood in that pocket and delivered that football. He shows you his arm right there. He certainly has a strong arm. But when you stay in the pocket and deliver that football, you're going to take some punishment on the other end. And he definitely did. And I think it's Kyle Betts, 3 sacks already tonight. And right there gets a big hit on the quarterback. Not a sack, but certainly effective.
Well, he's a good-looking football player. Snarling there, ready. He's ready to go. Got the game face on.
If I'm the quarterback, I don't want to see 52 coming at me. And Jimmy Rumpel, the JV quarterback last year for Harding, had high hopes coming into this season. Josh Martz transfers in and had a quarterback battle throughout the summer, and I think he showed you something right there. He showed his toughness by hanging in there, and he showed his arm by really delivering a nice pass, although Daniels goes out of bounds, and then he shows his toughness there by getting up.
So he's able to walk off the field under his own power, and that is good to see, certainly. So it looks like Josh Martz is coming back in to punt. Remember, Harding tried the fake punt in the first half. There is Will Mahone. Lucas Hopt is back to return the punt for the Falcons. Martz awaits the snap to boot it away. And he gets the kick away with some pressure. Hopt coming up, and it takes a bounce, and it hits inside the 45. His touchdown at the Fitch 43-yard line. So 5:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's been all Fitch here in the 2nd half. Falcons with a 21-0 lead. And Ralph, at this point, you just continue to play smash mouth football and grind that clock down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a luxury for Fitch is, hey, we're a running team, and when we get the lead, we can continue to do what we do best. And they've shown us here tonight, whether it's Demetrius Davis, Will Mahone, or Tyrese Anderson, they run the ball effectively.
Say every week we'll pick the PNC Bank Player of the Game. It's one player that has made the greatest impact. That player receives a hoodie from Nightline Embroidery and Screen Print. We'll feature the player every Monday night at 6 and 27 First News, and First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown.
Timeout.
And as we get back to it, we have a timeout called by Austintown Fitch. Evidently, things were not in working order, and so Coach Annarella wants to get things back in working order before taking that first down snap.
And I'm sure on the other sideline, Rick Rios appreciates the timeout because he has the opportunity to get that defense in order and maybe try to get a little more aggressive, maybe with some run blitzes or something to try to shake this up.
Of course, tonight is game number 2 of our Week 1 triple header. We're coming back here tomorrow night to Mollenkopf Stadium to cap off the Week 1 triple header. South Range and Warren JFK are going to face off here on the turf at Mollenkopf. You can see it all tomorrow night at 10 o'clock right here on the Valley's Home for Local Sports, MyYTV. Footkos is in at quarterback for Fitch. And he turns and he gives to Mahone. Mahone can't negotiate the corner, and he is going to be dropped. He may have lost a half yard on the play. But again, no sense of urgency now for Fitch to hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
O'Shea Jackson comes up to makes the tackle, but you're exactly right, Chad. They have the luxury now to put their power back in there and try to eat up some of the clock.
Footkos turns and gives to Mahone, and he is spun down at the 40-yard line. Ty Howard, the big fella, in there to make the stop, and so 2 good defensive plays for Warren Harding here.
And I think that's exactly what they need. They're trying to find a spark, and your defense sometimes could give you that with a turnover, a couple nice big hits.
Footkos in at quarterback, out of the shotgun. He'll take it around the right side. Footkos will fire, and it is incomplete. It's intended for Chris Davis. So, with 4 minutes left, it's 3 and out. Fitch will have to punt.
And maybe if you're looking to get a spark, maybe you send the house here, try to get a punt block. Early in the season, sometimes special teams aren't as strong as they are later in the season. Maybe you send the house if you're Rick Rios. Maybe you send up with the athletes that you have, you set up a big return. You have Jalen Powell, who we know what he could do back there to field the punt.
Jalen Powell and LaShawn Daniels in twin safety to return. Good kick downfield. Powell takes it at the 19, loses his footing and is down at the 20-yard line. So 3:50 left in the third, and Powell is now injured. He may be cramping up as well.
And you hope that's all it is. I think the cramp monster gets him right there, as that looked like his right calf just froze up as he falls to the turf.
Make sure you continue to hydrate, drink water. We don't need you cramping up here.
It's early in the season for all of us.
So stoppage of play with some cramps. Orville doing stats is hopefully not cramped up. But it's been a great night of football here tonight. The atmosphere is outstanding as these 2 teams meeting for the first time since 2003. And again, I'm sure that the Falcon players have heard about the history. 9 straight victories, Harding over Fitch. But again, the Falcons putting on a show here tonight.
And heck, you look on the sidelines of Austintown Fitch, a guy that was involved in that rivalry. Phil Annarella is coaching them now, but he was sitting on that other sideline in this rivalry for a long time. I think this break here, as they attend to Jalen Powell, not only gives him a chance to recuperate, but I'm sure both coaches are stressing to stretch out, get some water in you so that we don't continue to have this throughout the night. But, every year, week 1 and 2, this is what we see.
So an injury timeout with 3:50 left.
You look at these Fitch Falcons here tonight, so impressive. We talked about all those skill positions, the Davis brothers, Mahone, but this defense only had 4 starters returning. And this defense looks as strong, if not stronger, than what they looked like last year, and that says a lot.
They were very impressive. We saw them it was week 10 against Boardman. We saw Fitch. We saw them in postseason play and an impressive looking victory in that Week 11. And this team is poised and ready. They have some big-time hopes of doing even more damage throughout the course of this season and into postseason play. But as Coach Annarella tells us, 1 week at a time. Josh Martz is back in I beg your pardon, it's Jimmy Rumpel back in there. He left with an injury but comes back in. It's a run play to Justin Magazine, and he's stacked up, and the play is blown dead.
And I think you see a little frustration there with Justin Magazine, and that's probably the frustration all these Harding players are feeling at this time, because everywhere they are, it seems like there's 2 or 3 Fitch defenders right there as well.
So Rumpel takes the snap, looking, firing, and it is tipped and picked off. 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Chris Davis. 32 yards, and the Falcons may have just delivered the knockout punch.
Well, Chris Davis doesn't get as much press, I don't think, as his brother does, but boy, he's impressive right here on the defensive end. That ball overthrown, intended target was Mike-Juan Dorsey. And Chris Davis just gets the football, and his defense gives him some blocks out in front of him, and he's able to jog that into the end zone. And like I said, this Fitch defense came to play tonight.
27-0. Chris Davis, the future Pitt Panther. He'll play wide receiver. At Pitt. We have a whistle, and we have a timeout called by Warren Harding. So all of a sudden, the pace of the game is assumed that of a snail.
Again, you hate to take a timeout on an extra point, but I don't know if they had enough guys out there or not.
Well, we've got an opportunity. You can vote for the Big 22 Player of the Year, brought to you by Antone's Banquet Center. Go to myvalleysports.com and click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football player from our area. Well, suffice to say that there are a lot of the best high school football players in the area on this field on display with us here tonight.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot about these players all season long.
So a timeout called on the extra point. When we finally get back to it, Ken Kilpatrick will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Matt Footkos. Snap back, ball down, kick up, kick is good. 3:05 left in the third quarter, and Austintown Fitch looks like it is on its way to a Week 1 rout.
And I don't think anybody, even knowing how good Fitch is, would have said that it'd be 28-0 in the third quarter. People all across not only the state but the country are talking about Austintown Fitch this year. They're ranked nationally in the top 100 teams, and
ranked number 93 by Rivals.com.
They're showing here tonight that they deserve it.
It took a little while to get things clicking, but they're clicking on all cylinders now. Back deep to return for the Raiders is Justin Magazine, one of the up men. LaShawn Daniels is back deep as well. Long line drive kick, twirling into the end zone. It's caught by Terrell Bruner, but it's another touchback. 1st and 10. Raiders at the 20-yard line.
And we'll see who comes out to play quarterback for Warren Harding. They've used 3 different quarterbacks tonight. None of them have had a lot of success Looks like Jimmy Rumpel back out there, the junior.
So Rumpel will send out an alignment, and he'll do so with another timeout being called by Austintown Fitch. And so our timeout allotment is being utilized here within 60 seconds of game time. So each team with one timeout remaining. Let's take a look at the schedule upcoming for the Falcons and what lies ahead, at least for the foreseeable future. Of course, the Falcons will have their home opener next Friday, I beg your pardon. Poland will be in town. Then it's St. Mary's Secondary at Fitch. And then it's Canton McKinley hosting the Falcons on the 16th of September. Warren Harding will be back at home next weekend to entertain to entertain Youngstown East. Harding and Howland will face off on the 9th. And then it's Harding at Shaw on the road on the 16th. So, out of the fourth timeout of the second half, Jimmy Rumpel finally will take a snap. Rumpel will keep it to the ground. LaShawn Daniels into the open field, still running, 35-36. And Harding first down.
Well, let's see if the Harding offense starts to pick up the pace a little bit, get to the line of scrimmage a little quicker, try to get the ball snapped a little quicker. Again, we've seen LaShawn Daniels here tonight. Been impressed with him. Just a junior transferring in this year. We talked about his father's pedigree here, and I think he has been impressive.
2:39, high snap, Rumpel rolling, Rumpel sacked! An errant snap, Will Harrington busting free for that sack. And there's been outstanding pressure from the Falcons, but that high snap didn't help the cause.
No, but even with that high snap, there's pressure in his face right now. I mean, he doesn't have an opportunity to even look at his receivers. And then you add on top of that the bad snap, it makes it nearly impossible.
Second down and 21. Rumpel to throw, looking left side, firing. Diving catch at the 29-yard line. O'Shea Jackson makes the grab, well shy of a Raiders first down.
O'Shea Jackson showing some good hands right there on a high pass by Jimmy Rumpel. And I think the hope is that Rumpel settles down a little bit here, first varsity game, and gets things under control.
Another high snap. Rumpel will give to LaShawn Daniels. Barreling ahead to the 40, still on his feet, 45, 50, cuts it back, opposite way, 35, 30, 25, 20, and wrestled down from behind by Chris Davis. Maybe that's the jolt the Raiders need.
Hey, you know what? If you go on YouTube and look up LaShawn Daniels and see his highlights from his sophomore year, you see a lot of runs just like this where guys are trying to bring him down, guys are hanging on him, and the next thing you know, he's in the open field. And you can see a lot of guys get a hand on him, but he brings a lot of power with that frame of his. 6', 208, shows pretty good speed, but does get caught from behind here at the end of this.
49-yard run for LaShawn Daniels. Chris Davis, who made the stop, is cramping up near where the tackle was made. There's another Fitch player down at the 44-yard line, and so get that water a-flowing.
Yeah, look at the strength that he shows, and I tell you what, you know, you talk about the Big 22 and great players in the Valley. He's someone that might start entering the discussion.
So 1:25 left. The other injured player, Lucas Hopp, does he get a good look? The junior running back,
who in his first game as a Raider gets over the 100-yard mark. I'm sure that he would trade that 100-yard mark to be back in this ball game a little more, but
it's an uphill climb from here with 28 points on the board. Daniels with 112 yards. So back to it. Clock will roll on the official's indication. Rumpel takes the snap, turns. Rumpel keeps it up the middle. He falls forward to the 19-yard line. He picked up 2.
You know, that's the thing that's been missing from this Harding offense here tonight, the play fakes. You know, they've been so successful in getting pressure, so successful in stopping the run. But you see, you get a big run, and then all of a sudden your quarterback's able to run up the middle for 3 or 4 yards.
Back to the ground, LaShawn Daniels. He's back to the line, maybe picks up 1 more, but that's all. We'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8.
There's 21 again, Will Harrington. He's been on a lot of plays here for that Falcon defense.
Jimmy Rumpel trying to get the Raiders on the board, firing right side. It is tipped and picked off at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, down the sideline, 40, back to the inside, brought down at the 42-yard line, Tyler Groover.
Tyler Groover, Jr. subbing in there in the secondary, right place, right time. And I think if you had to criticize Jimmy Rumpel a little bit tonight, I'd say that his passes tonight have been high, and it cost them right there as Groover, playing in center field, was able to catch that football, get a great return as well, and all that momentum Harding had coming down the field, you lose it right there with the turnover.
So Warren Harding suffering a 37-yard interception return. You get a great look at it here. Tipped, picked.
Again, Mike Dorsey, the intended target again, and just a little bit high for him. And once that ball goes in the air, you know someone in that secondary is going to get over there. We saw Chris Davis with a pick 6 earlier. And the beat goes on as far as the injuries.
So 17 seconds left. Austintown Fitch cruising up 28-0. It's been that kind of night. That look kind of sums it all up. Say local high school football scores, video highlights, and up-to-date conference standings all available. MyValleySports.com. If you want information about your favorite high school football team, we have you covered. Log on to MyValleySports.com. All local, all sports, all the time. A perfect night for football here in Warren, Ohio. Mollenkopf Stadium, where so many big games have been played over the years. It's been a great, great crowd all night long into it. However, the home fans from Harding have not had much to cheer about, to say the least.
It's a great place to watch a football game. Obviously for us, a great place to announce up here in the spacious press box. But if you're a Harding fan tonight, it doesn't matter where you sat. It not a good showing. But tell you what, if you're that guy right there, number 52, Kyle Betts, you had yourself a great night on defense. 3 sacks, a boatload of pressure on the quarterback. And this one here, Chad, doesn't look like a cramping issue to me. He's been down there an awfully long time, and you don't see the fluids and the stretching. And I think that's Mike Dorsey. That was the intended target on that last throw.
So he's helped to his feet and a little woozy at the moment. Hopefully everything is A-okay with him.
They might want to get him back down on the ground.
He's not looking good at the moment, and so a couple of players are going to come on out and help him off the field. So we're in a holding pattern here at Mollenkopf Stadium as he's Slowly but surely walking his way off, and hopefully everything is A-okay, but Phil Annarella has got to be pleased with what he's seeing from his Falcons here in week number 1.
And he'll find mistakes tomorrow on the film, but I tell you what, he's going to be happy by the majority of the things that he sees out there.
So after the turnover, the interception, Falcons will have it. We'll snap it one more time. The third quarter will be history, we think. Out of the Wildcat, Will Mahone, low snap, cuts the corner around the right side. Will Mahone puts his head down. He's across the 45 to the 47-yard line, and that is going to do it here in quarter number 3. Through 3 quarters of football here at Mollenkopf Stadium. Your score, Austintown Fitch 28, Warren Harding nothing. Fourth quarter follows this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back. Fourth quarter underway. Will Mahone barreling ahead. He's across the 50, and he's up near first down, down near the 48-yard line, into Warren Harding territory.
And I think Will Mahone's going to go over the 100-yard marker on that one. So both starting running backs over the 100-yard mark, but certainly both starting running backs not happy with the scoreboard.
28-0. Falcons taking their time. It'll be 3rd and 1. From the 49 is where they'll spot it. Footcoast is still in at quarterback. Will Mahone is bottled up, shoved back. So he's not going to get the first down. So the Falcons, you'd think they'd have to punt the ball away.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Even up 28-0, you don't want to put your opponent in a position of great field position and try to give them a spark.
So in punt formation is Nick Shealy. Shealy gets the kick away. It's a twirling kick, gobbled up at the 19 to the 20, to the 25 to the 30, 35-yard line, and spun out of bounds is Jalen Powell. So the Raiders have it 1st and 10. 10:33 left in the ball game. Officially spotted at the 34. The Raider offense comes out.
Jimmy Rumpel coming back out of quarterback position. He did have a drive going there until that interception. He did show the ability to get this offense moving down the field until that mistake near the goal line.
Deshaun Daniels to the right of quarterback Jimmy Rumpel. Rumpel finds his Raiders down 4 touchdowns. Rumpel to throw, stepping up, firing, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Justin Magazine. Lucas Haupt was in the vicinity, lurking once again for Austintown Fitch.
And it almost looked like Magazine stopped the route for a second, then started running again. And obviously, when you do that, the timing is going to be off with your quarterback.
So Rumpel back to the line, 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 near side to the left. Daniels in the backfield takes the handoff. Daniels over the right side, still on his feet. He's got a first down, and he's into Fitch territory down to the 49-yard line.
Nick Williams brings him down, but you know, if you're Rick Rios and you're looking for one positive out of this game, I think it's number 28, LaShawn Daniels.
Jimmy Rumpel trying to keep the chains moving. Daniels again, trying the right side, picked up 2. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Same alignment. Rumpel Back to throw again, looking right side, and it's almost picked off. On in coverage for Austintown Fitch was Nick Williams.
That one intended for Orlando Urban, and again, it just didn't seem like the quarterback and receiver were on the same page.
Third down and 7. Raiders still trying to get on the scoreboard. Rumpel turns and gives to Daniels. Great strength, pushing the pile inside the 40. He may have reached the 39-yard line, and he did get enough for a Harding first down.
You're starting to see the Fitch defense subbing in and out, getting some other guys some work. But again, you see a missed tackle there right off the bat by Jared McHenry, who's played great here tonight. And just the power of LaShawn Daniels keeping those legs moving and moving the pile with them.
Officials timeout on the field for some reason.
Looks like an equipment issue with Kyle Betts, number 52.
And a shoe getting tied by the official, perhaps. Maybe he needed a little bit of a delay. All right, everything is all ready to go. Under 9:20 left. Rumpel hoping to lead the Raiders into the end zone before it's all said and done. Rumpel back to throw, pumping once, rolling right side, firing incomplete, out of bounds.
Kevin Betts that time bringing pressure from the outside. Rumpel doing the best to get rid of that football instead of taking a sack.
Second and 10, ball on the 37-yard line.
Second and 10 from the 37-yard line. LaShawn Daniels has been the workhorse for the Raiders tonight. They pitch it to Daniels. And Daniels still on his feet. He's inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Shy of a first down.
And that was a dangerous pitch right there. Rumpel shovel passed that over to Daniels. It looked like it might even have got tipped.
Third down and 1 upcoming. Jimmy Rumpel. High snap, gives to Daniels. Daniels has running room. He has a first down. Still on his feet, and he muscles his way down to the 16-yard line.
Devin Gray finally brings him down. Little help as well with Tyler Grover, who came up with that interception a series ago.
So give the Raiders credit, down 28-0. They have not given up fight. Rumpel back to throw, looking, firing, incomplete. Pass was intended for O'Shea Jackson. Chris Davis on in coverage.
You know, we talked about Rumpel throwing the ball high. That's the last place you want to throw high over the middle to your receiver.
So it'll be second down and 10. Rumpel 2 for 9. A couple of interceptions. Another high snap. LaShawn Daniels around the right side. Got to get back to the inside. He's in. Touchdown. 16-yard scoring scamper, and the Raiders are on the board. Trailing at 28-6, pending the extra point.
Well, out of a busted play comes a nice run by LaShawn Daniels. Again, that snap way high for Jimmy Rumpel, able to corral it. Again, some sloppy tackles and some hard running. get the Raiders into the end zone.
So the Raiders are going to go for 2. Looks like that's the case. Triangle formation on the left side. LaShawn Daniels out of the Wildcat. Penalty flag in. Illegal procedure called against Harding.
Now you see Coach Rick Rios sending a different personnel group out there for the point after. And right now, I think they got 12 guys on the field.
Dominic Milano-Jones on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. 8:01 left in the ball game. Harding on the scoreboard. It's 28-7 on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Austintown Fitch leading Warren Harding. Back to the sideline. Jerry Jones standing by.
Well, Harding's McQuan Dorsey is still over on the sidelines. Trainers are tending to his lower back. They have some ice on it right now. He looks like he's in a lot of pain, so his return is questionable. Chad?
Thank you, Sherry. 8:01 left here in the fourth quarter. Falcons are about to get their hands on the football once again. Dominic Milano-Jones makes the approach. It's a low line drive kick out of bounds, and it'll give Fitch some great field position. First and 10, Falcons. We'll see who comes out at quarterback.
And Demetrius Davis hasn't been in there since he limped off earlier. And we got the update from the sidelines that it wasn't that serious. And in a game that's 28-7, you probably don't want to trot him back out there. And we'll see if Will Mahone and some of the other starters still remain.
Mahone will come back out. It'll be Footcoast still coming back in at quarterback. Mahone will join Footcoast in the backfield. Just to his left, Footcoast gives to Mahone. Cutting the corner, putting the head down. He's across the 35 to the 37. Ball comes loose, but he was already down, was Mahone.
And if you're Coach Phil Allarella, you want this clock to continue to go as fast as it can, and for you to stay healthy for the last 7 or so minutes that are left.
Pickup of 3, second down and 7. Footcoast again gives to Mahone. He's spinning in a pack of black jerseys. It's ahead of the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down and medium situation for the Falcons as Mahone is going to come out. And he will be replaced by Tyrese Anderson, who's been impressive in reserve duty tonight. Couple of receivers, far side to the left. Mahone over the 100-yard mark. Tyrese Anderson, great speed. Can't get away from the pursuit. In to make the stop, O'Shea Jackson. Hamming him in, dropping him. It's a loss on the play back to right around the 31-yard line.
Tyrese Anderson wanted to make something happen desperately on that play. You saw how he was running that football, but really nowhere to go. O'Shea Jackson just waiting for him.
Nick Shealy in punt formation. Back deep to return for Warren Harding is Jalen Powell. Oh, snap. Shealy picks it up. Out of some traffic. Ball is still loose, and the Raiders may have it. Indeed they do. First and 10, Harding. Special teams are so important. And Shealy couldn't handle it, tried to get away from the pursuit. And it was not to be. An opportunity now for Harding to put more points on the board.
An opportunity to get a little momentum there. You see the bad snap. That just rolls to him. His attempt to pick it up, and maybe should have fell on it right there. But either way, Harding's going to get the ball in great field position. As Terrell Bruner, the first one to get there, the one to get the recovery as well.
Rumpel with an opportunity deep in Fitch territory. LaShawn Daniels up the middle, plowing forward, and he's going to be inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line.
Well, I'd continue to feed that guy the football till they stop him.
Call it 2nd down and 6 from the 9. 5:38 clock rolling. Rumpel takes the snap, loose football, and he falls on it. We've seen several high snaps tonight for Warren Harding, and that one very, very costly with the Raiders knocking on the door.
Again, it's taking more time off the clock as well. You're down 3 touchdowns. Billy Price right there if that ball did come loose again.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
3rd and a dozen. See if Rumpel fires to the end zone. Rumpel will keep it to the ground. LaShawn Daniels is tripped up right at the point of attack. Billy Price with outstanding pressure. Josh Roberts also pushing forward with great penetration. So that is going to bring up a 4th down play.
When you have 2 defenders in there as he's getting the football, I mean, it's hard to establish a run game when 2 guys are at your feet when you get the handoff.
Under 4.5 to play. It's go time now on 4th and 13 for Harding. Rumpel looking to go to the air, pumping once. Rumpel still on his feet, firing, end zone, and it is caught! Incomplete, however, caught and dropped. It was right towards that back end line. It was a heck of an effort. He may have hauled it in and dropped it at the last moment, did the intended receiver, and so the ball goes back to the Falcons, up 28-7 on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Fitch 28, Harding 7. Falcons take over, 1st down and 10. Footcoast in at quarterback. He will tuck it. He will run 20, 25, 26-yard line. And he is up near a Fitch 1st down. First and 10, under 4 minutes left. Footcoast out of the gun, turns, gives, run play. Ahead of the 32-yard line, it's Billy Aaron. On in relief of Will Mahone. So some of the second teamers getting some playing time now for Phil Annarella's team. Currently up 3 touchdowns.
Some people around the program told us, Chad, that the young players on this team, even some that might not see a lot of time this year, some really good talent at the junior and at the senior and sophomore level.
Aaron cuts it to the outside. He's to the 35, to the 40, across the 40 to the 41-yard line. The chains move again. 1st and 10, Austintown Fitch.
Another one of those juniors right there that can contribute this year and looking forward to next year as well. You see the speed that he has. He's one move away from a long touchdown right there.
So the Falcons now are in no hurry to snap that ball. And this one a mere formality. Footcos keeps it to the ground. Aaron across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
And Aaron brings a fresh set of legs in there. You have a tired defense, and you have a guy that just comes into the ball game, and you could certainly tell the difference.
Closing in on 2 minutes left, and Ralph, we saw a great football game last night. We saw a pretty good one here tonight as this rivalry was renewed. These two teams, it's always a great atmosphere when they get together. Footcos racing around the right side. He's at the 45, and he tries to stay in bounds. And the official along the near side says he was out of bounds. The clock will stop with $1:48 left, but it's been a great night of football here tonight.
Absolutely. And, you know, you talked about last night, you saw a Poland victory, and you see Fitch here tonight, and you know, you saw both games, Chad. How do you think those two teams are going to match up next week?
I'll tell you what, Austintown Fitch is very, very explosive and very, very big in terms of size. Their pressure has been very, very impressive. Poland showed some signs of doing some very good things as well. Should be a fun game to watch, that's for sure. Footcos from the gun. Gives to Tyrese Anderson. Anderson, a little scat back inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Take a timeout, bring it back to Mollenkopf after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Tyrese Anderson takes the head off and is absolutely drilled down. Elijah Juan Jackson providing the pressure. 61 seconds left until this one is in the books, and the Falcons can claim win number 1 of the 2011 season.
And really, Chad, for Austintown Fitch, I don't think you could have asked for a better opening night as far as execution, the way you played here tonight. Obviously, they made some mistakes, and every team is going to, especially in week 1, but boy, they show the total package here tonight.
Talked about it off the top. They can beat you in a number of different ways. And showed a lot of those ways here this evening as Coach Hennerella will call a timeout. They'll take one more snap out of this timeout and put this one in the books. A reminder coming up after the ball game. Seconds left. The celebration will soon begin for fans of Austintown Fitch. Ralph, as we look ahead to tomorrow, South Range, the storyline, and Warren JFK. South Range looking to replace some key components, and over at Warren JFK, they're replacing a legend. Tony Napoletti steps down as head coach, and so will certainly be some interesting storylines to watch as we move ahead and look ahead to tomorrow night.
Yeah, two schools with great tradition at the lower level. Certainly good matchup for tomorrow.
So it's now time for our Dr. William Woods play of the night. Of course, there's been plenty to pick from here in this one, and really this is the knockout punch. Chris Davis coming up with an interception. That one back for 6. However, that pick for Austintown Fitch, courtesy of Tyler Grover, and that really sealed this one up. Tyler Grover providing her play of the night. Plenty of turnovers for Fitch here tonight en route to a 28-7 victory. So, final seconds are ticking on down. The celebration is on for Coach Hennerella, and the streak is over. The 9-game losing streak to Harding is complete. The final score of this one, Austintown Fitch 28, Warren Harding 7. We'll wrap it up after these words on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium, where tonight Austintown Fitch comes away with an impressive 28-7 victory over Warren Harding. Hi again, everybody. Chad Perspinski with you. It's time to select our PNC Bank player of the game. Kyle Betts is that young man. First of all, congratulations. 3 impressive sacks here tonight to snap that 9-game losing streak to Warren Harding. How good's it feel?
Feels great. My brothers used to play here at Fitch, and they've always had it rough with Warren Harding. They're a great team. We came out, we knew it was going to be tough, and we played our hearts out.
In terms of how good this team can be, you guys have some very high expectations, some very high aspirations. You had a great season a year ago. How high are your expectations, and how good can this team be, do you think?
Well, we could be very good. As long as we take one game at a time, we'll see what happens from there.
In terms of what was the secret here tonight, you beat a very talented, very athletic team. What worked best for the Falcons in this evening?
Teamwork, aggressiveness on defense, offense, moving the ball, everybody, all 22 players.
That's our PNC Bank player of the game, Kyle Betts. Congratulations on the victory and for being selected as our PNC Bank player of the game. It all adds up to a 28-7 victory for Austintown Fitch over Warren Harding. Before we get out of here, I'd like to thank some folks who made our broadcast possible here this evening. Our director is Mike Roscoe, our technical director Bill Bollett, on cameras James Bates, Jen Lipia, Todd Prodnick, Justin Verona, Jason Wright. Our art director is Sue Ford. On graphics, it was Chris Connolly. Our statistician Orville Simons. Much thanks to my broadcast partners Sherry Jones and Ralph Sandy for their work as well. My name is Chad Perspinski, reminding you this is a copyrighted broadcast of PBC Broadcasting of Youngstown 2011. Again, the final score in this one was Austintown Fitch 28, Warren Harding 7. Till next time, so long everybody from Mullen Kopp Stadium.